Welcome back. We back with another video. What's up, guys? How you guys been? Good? How you been?
Great, wonderful.
I know.
Excellent.
I've been phenomenal. You know what I'm saying?
Can't complain, bro. Who's gonna listen?
Okay, before we start, this is what I wanted to do. I was gonna do this a little bit differently and just shoot singularly just me, but I'm gonna do it with Mo. Listen, look at me. You guys looking at me? I feel like for the first 10 seconds are super important. Maybe 15 seconds are super important, and we're already at 30. Are you listening to us? Are you paying attention to what we're saying? We're giving you free advice, free content. We do this every week. We try to explain to you and try to make your life better. If you don't want to listen, that's up to you. If you don't want to, and if you want to listen and not really download what we're saying to you, that's up to you. This is proven facts on what we're talking about. It's not just some bullshit. It's not, and it's also not some crazy shit. What we were telling you, we want you to actually implement in action in your daily life. And if you don't like it, then fine. But at least you tried it. At least you attempted to do it. The problem is hey, you're not paying attention. This is not a TikTok swipe. This is not let's just swipe through real quick. It's gonna take 2 seconds and I'll just jump to the next thing, which is dangerous as it is. This is for real. We're trying to help you and we're trying to explain something to you. And our first topic today has something to do with all this too, because it's how dangerous can a self-help video be? How dangerous can some of this content be that you're watching? And it's not just like that swipe, that TikTok thing. We already know that is like, I guess it would be more of a fix, right? Sometimes people aren't really fixated on certain things when it comes to, I would call it more of a dopamine hit. You're getting that dopamine hit, and when you're siphoning through, we've never had anything like this before, right? Decades and decades before, just 25 years ago, we didn't have so much access to porn and women and all this stuff, which is also a danger, right? Those things are dangerous. They could be extremely dangerous because you're basically looking at several, maybe 18 to 20, depending on how much you jack off, right? Imagine how much you masturbate. You're desensitizing yourself towards women. You're coming up with a crazy expectation for the girl that you're with, right? You think she's gonna fucking do a backflip, suck a dick? It's just not gonna happen. I'm just trying to let you know. On top of that too, like, that's just one aspect of it. That's just porn. And then we're talking about TikTok and swiping, right? You're downloading and you're trying to understand all these people and the way that they talk. These are all just their stupid ideas, and most of them are not qualified to give you proper advice. Now, who's to say we're qualified to give you advice? We don't ever give you advice that we didn't already implement ourselves and actually worked. There's hundreds of things that we tried that didn't work, right? But there's certain things that we tried that did. And over 100 videos, we've told you those storylines. We've never come at you with something that we don't know. We never pretended we're therapists or psychologists, right? The reason why I think that self-help is super dangerous is because somebody could listen to what everybody's saying. You can listen to what David Goggins is saying. You can listen to what Rogan's saying. You can listen to some of these guys and really hear. You can even watch. I watch motivational videos almost every day. That doesn't make me better than the next guy, right? I don't look at it and I say, I listen to the motivational videos while this asshole, and I read books. And because this dude is going to swipe through his TikTok and watch some funny videos doesn't make me smarter than him, right? And not saying that Mo does that. I'm just saying the next guy. I'm just doing it so I can motivate myself for the day. I like, at least in the morning, 15 minutes of just me time before I talk to anybody else on the phone or work starts compounding me or whatever. I get my kid out the house and I listen to some type of motivational music or video just to kind of propel me forward for the rest of the day, right? Just mornings are super important to me, which we already did a podcast on that. The reason why I think it's dangerous is because somebody could think that they're watching these things and hear all the fucking advice that they're given, including our podcast, and then not implement it and feel like they already did it because we did it, or already did it because David Goggins did it, or already did it because Rogan or these guys have done it already. You didn't do it though. Are you taking all that information? Are you actually doing something with it? Are you actually implementing it into your life, or are you at least attempting, right? You gotta try. I need to see some action out of the viewer, some action out of the person. Again, we never had all this technology before. Now we have options, we have access into your home while you're sitting on your couch picking your fucking nose. We have access to you to try to help you. You have to implement those things. You can't just go, oh, I know that already. I know it already. Or maybe you didn't know it. Like most of the things, bro, you already know what to do, right? You already have an idea in your head whenever somebody's like, trying to give you advice. The reason why you're shutting them off is because you already know what to do, but you're not doing it. So get up off your fucking ass and start doing something about it. I mean, is that a good enough example on why I think it's dangerous? I think it's dangerous as shit.
Well, the conversation we were having was because we started to talk about this before the video, and I was trying to understand more of the dangers of watching it and not using it. I don't think it's. To me, it was just I didn't think it's as dangerous to not watch it or to watch it and not use it. I think either way is not going to be dangerous. You're just not going to get what you want out of life. But that's fine. Just like you said, you were saying like earlier about people who don't do this, well, then they're going to have a different life. And that's the thing. Like, you can't listen to successful people or people in the place that you want to be at and then not follow their route when they're telling you that this is what I did. Like when you hear successful people say they wake up at 5 in the morning and you say, oh, I'm not going to wake up at 5 in the morning, I'm going to wake up at 8 a.m. every day or 12 o'clock, then if you don't get the same results, you got to kind of live with that too. It's not a fail safe that if you do wake up at 5 every day that you're going to win. That's not the answer. I'm saying, like, when you see people that are doing things that win and you want to win like them, whatever that is, winning, right? Family, work, business, whatever it is, whatever they're doing. If you hear Bill Gates say that he does a certain thing, or you hear LeBron James says he does a certain thing, or you hear Kevin Hart, or you hear I don't know, any type of successful person that you know of, right? The person that you idolize, they're saying, oh, I wake up at 4 in the morning and go running, and then I go work out, and then I go and blah blah blah, and I eat oatmeal and Cheerios or whatever it is. You got to kind of follow those types of activities if you want to emulate that person or be close to what he's doing, especially if they're telling you that this is what they started and this changed their life. So I do think, I think you're selling yourself short that you're saying that you wake up and you listen to those things, because those things keep you at that level that you're at now. For Louis, I'm talking about. Like, I think those things keep you there. If not, you would probably fall off, because it's really easy to get on TikTok. We just went on TikTok for like an hour, and I was showing Lou TikToks and everything.
We were showing each other the difference between each other's
like
TikToks.
Mine is like politics about like what's going on in the world with like transgender and gay shit, and
mine is about like cheating and like ass
and like what else
and weird shit like that, like a ghost.
Ghosts and
wrestling
and stuff. So you know what I mean? So you can get real quickly caught up in stuff like that by doing that. But
social media alone is somewhat dangerous, right? Like,
it could be dangerous, but we gotta take the good with the bad, I guess.
Yeah, because there's good that comes from it.
I think it's just more. It's something that we got to get used to. I don't think we're used to it. I think we just started it, so now it's overwhelming, right? So there's a point where I think we'll tone it down.
I have a feeling this will be like a symptom of something later.
I think it'll be like the social media age or something. I think like 50 years later they'll be like, look back.
Like they're gonna, like, how like with war, like PTSD and things like that happen, right? I feel like this whole thing, it's great that we have complete access to. It's like a library and then some on us, right? But I feel like with social media and with YouTube and with TikTok and stuff like that, but I feel like this will be later down the road will cause something that they'll call like, I don't know, like he's got media craze, and his brain isn't.
We were gonna talk about that on the video too, about mental health.
Oh yeah, mental health.
I think we'll do a different video of that, but that goes into that too. I think they will come up with a name for something that
all the social media stuff caused. You got to think about it. Every what is a thing usually anywhere from 3 minutes to 50 seconds on those things, and we're swiping through and we're jumping through emotions. We're jumping from happy to sad to funny to angry to the police did something to this guy did that. What do you think? To advice to a doctor telling you what the cancer cure is. To right, like, but you're jumping in, you're doing all that, and you're downloading all that information within a matter of less than 15 minutes, right? Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. It's just going through. Almost, if you could really count how many times you swipe through, I bet you it's bigger. The amount of times you swipe through is higher than you think.
But I think
it's alarming.
But I think it's all about your mentality.
True.
And your training.
How easily you shape through you.
And what are you talking? Like, what are you basing yourself on too? Because I can swipe through it all the time. the things that I get invested into is stuff that I see going on in the world that I just don't think is gonna work out.
Yeah.
Right? It's not gonna work out. I don't think it's gonna make the world better. It's gonna help anybody.
Yeah.
Those are the signs of things I go through. And then if it's sports or something, I get into that too. But for the most part, like I said, social media, I think, like I said, they'll probably will have a mental disorder for it at
sure.
one point, or it will look back 50 years and it'll
Like,
be
I
like
can't
the
believe they did that.
Bronze Age.
Mhm.
The Copper Age, and then we'll have like the social media age.
If you go back to history, like there was a lot of things that we did back in the day that we were like, I can't believe we even did that. I can't believe that we allowed that, or whatever it is, right? But imagine what those things are in 25 years from now. What are the things we're doing now? I always kind of keep a keen eye on that, just to be safe, or at least just to know. I'm raising a kid now, so I'm trying to. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to figure out what that thing is now, what those things will be now. Like, I can't believe they did it like that.
Well,
Yeah.
well, yeah, that's part of So I think, but like I said, the dangerous part was back to the original. The dangerous part was the thing, and then
Everything can have an element of danger to it. I'm not saying it's completely dangerous. Obviously, it's good for most
I just
people.
don't think it's good for you. I don't know about danger as far as it's going to hurt you.
just the motivational
more
shit.
than it was already hurting you. I think if you don't follow the rules, you just be where you are.
Well, like Tony Robbins, Shelton, Trent Shelton.
Like, I don't think what I'm saying is I don't think it hurts somebody to go to a Tony Robbins show and then go home and do nothing. I just think that they were not going to do nothing anyway.
No, I think that well, first off, it's an investment, right? Because they have to spend money typically.
They were going to waste it there on TikTok.
Right. They have to spend money typically to do it if you go into an event. So
Tony
it's a little
Robbins,
bit different.
yeah.
You're a little bit more invested in it. A Tony Robbins concert ain't cheap.
No,
What I could say is, and I think that you could say I went to this thing or I saw this thing and I've done hundreds of hours of watching this or read hundreds of books, right? But you did nothing with it.
If somebody reads hundreds of books, they have to be implementing
I
something.
freaking hope so.
I just don't know anything. I couldn't even see it. I couldn't even see somebody doing that to that level that you're like. I know you're just throwing a number out, but I'm saying like 100 books and then you haven't implemented anything. Unless they were all like Twilight.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't see it.
Well,
because,
100 books on just self-help alone.
Yeah, just on self-help, there's something you have to be changing something. Like, because you have to be like, I would just.
Or maybe
guess.
they changed
they
enough
could.
to progress a little, and then that's it.
Yeah, but that's what. But
Same thing with
that's
working
most
out,
people.
right? Like you,
Yeah,
like.
But that's the main one. Working out. People
Working out
go to
is
the
hard
gym.
to do.
People can sign up to the gym. They can see the gym,
People don't want to do it.
but you gotta
Some
have
people
discipline
don't. And then some people fucking love it. They're obsessed with it. But then that person who's obsessed with it meets up with his 3 friends, and they're like, "Listen, this year we're all gonna go to the gym. We're gonna follow."
And not all 3 of them are
Ken.
gonna go.
Ken is the fucking man when it comes to this shit. He knows everything about when it comes to supplements, when it comes to dieting, and when it comes to how to work out. We're gonna learn from him. But their motivations are different than his. He's already locked into his grind. He's locked into the way he wants to, the way he works out. He has a regimen, right? He has sets, he has reps, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's eating, right? He tries to train these 3 people coming in, and maybe 1 out of the 3 people stay because they can't catch on to that. I'm actually listening to what you're saying and implementing what you're telling me to do. And the other 2 didn't listen at all, and they just were like, "Oh, you know what? I got something else to do this week. I'm really busy. I'm swamped." Right? This is commitment. It's a consistency. There's so much that goes behind it, and it's not just hearing what somebody says or attempting to do it and be like, "This isn't for me." Like, you have to really, really freaking try to implement some of these things that not only are those parts of the world are telling you, but what we're telling you. Some of the things we're telling you,
as Yoda says,
there's 0 things you can do without. If you're just listening to it, or you're just like, I appreciate the support either way. But if you're not implementing some of these things, right? If you're not actually doing some of these things, then you never know if they're going to work. You got to try. You got to give it a shot. Want to pick 1 or 2 of the things that we talked about out of the 100 episodes that we've already put out, and just try 1 and just see and continually do it. Do it for a month. Do it for 3 months. If you start seeing some traction behind it, do it for a little bit longer. Just try it out, and without just hearing it and letting it go through one ear and out the other. Realistically, it's all about action, and without action, you ain't doing shit. You can read all the books you want. You could do all the research you want, but without action, you ain't shit. So get your shit together. Start actually implementing it. Don't come up with don't think that because you had your fill of, because you have a great vocabulary, or because you really invested some time into learning something, that you realistically are doing that thing. I had my fill today. I already watched that. Oh, I already did the thing. Yeah, but are you doing the thing? Just get to it, bro. Stop sitting around.
That's self-sabotage.
Well, that's another mental health crisis we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, 100%. I would agree. It's self-sabotage because you're intentionally not doing it, bro.
Oh, they're lying.
You look at me in my face.
Lying
You
to
know
themselves.
what to do.
That's the crazy part.
You're just planning. You realistically are not trying to do it. And you're doing it on purpose, and you're only doing it to yourself. People around you are going to get hurt, but it's you who's doing it, who's not committing, if you know what to do, just follow that mindset instead of following the mindset of the lazy mother. That's the problem too. Y'all are fucking lazy. A lot of people are fucking lazy. They know it's work. They know it's hard. We made a video last week about the grind. That's hard. It's for real hard. It takes a time. We made videos before about consistency. It's hard. It takes time. People don't like hard. Why would you like hard when you could just go on your phone and swipe through, have a couple drinks, smoke a little bit of weed, and just chill and relax? There's no relax time for us. We're parents, we're husbands, we're brothers, we're sons, right? On top of we're plumbers and management or training people. This is real life we're talking about. This is not fucking some made up shit. I can show you all my documents on what we've done, but what's the point? You need to pay attention to what people are saying to you, bro. It's not just words. It's not just word salad we're making up. This is real life implemented shit that worked, and we're giving you it's going to be a little bit easier for you because we didn't have somebody to tell us that. We had to go find it. We had to go find the research or implement the consistency. So when next time you're scrolling through, or next time you stop by my page, next time you stop by and listen to a full video, which I appreciate, try one of those things I told you. I promise you, your life will change.
It's all on you.